Namaste, namaskaram, vanakkam, namo namaha, jai Ganesha. Please visit our website at classicalyoga.org for all of our podcasts. Acronyms for life, for Hindu life. An acronym is formed by the letters of other words. They facilitate discussion of concepts and subject matter. They are aids to memory and often a means to bring a subject into focus. So let's make an acronym out of acronym. A critical reason of naming. You magnify. As humans, we name everything. We label everything. The baby gets their name. We get nicknames. We get religious names. We get corporate names and titles. We name our pets. We name species of plants and animals, and we're into this business of name labeling, nam and rup, name and form. This is what we do as humans. So much for the cliche, I'm not into labels, or I don't believe in labels. That just is very naive and becomes really selective labeling, because we all do it. Imagine the absurd scenario if one goes into the supermarket, the grocery store at night, and removes all the labels from the food. How do we know what to buy? And in the corporate world, labeling is very important. One can encounter a lawsuit for mislabeling a product. So words and their meanings are extremely important, and this is an integral part of life and certainly of Hinduism. Rishi Kalidasa said, Bhagarta Vihiva Samprikta. Words and their meanings are ever united like a marriage. The Saiva Hindu Guru Patanjali, who wrote the Yoga Darshan or Yoga Sutras, which has been infamously distorted, he said, Sabdayanupati vastu sunyo vikalpaha. Delusion vikalpa arises anupati when we take word knowledge, sabdayana, devoid sunya of facts vastu. Sabdayana nupati vastu sunyo vikalpaha. In the popular Jordan Peterson's 12 Rules of Living, he states, be precise in your speech. Acronyms can form other words, such as scuba, sea underwater breathing apparatus, radar, radar detection and ranging, SWAT, special weapons and tactics, and SEAL, sea, air, and land, to name a few. The acronym makes it easy to understand the subject matter, the concept. Laser, light, amplified, stimulated emission of radiation. Much more efficient to say simply laser. The internet is full of acronyms. The teenagers especially know all of these acronyms when communicating, when DMing each other. KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. We all know the LOL. And of course, everybody has their IMO. And interestingly, the WTF, which was used by the World Taekwondo Federation for 44 years, has now become a popular acronym, and Taekwondo Federation dropped their federation. So now they're simply the World Taekwondo. So acronyms can also simply be a combination of letters like NASA or FBI, Female Body Inspector. So we can have fun with these acronyms. Remember, we want to take life seriously, but not too seriously. Acronyms are a part of our daily life. So let's use this wisdom and apply this to the Hindu, yoga, religious, spiritual, scientific lifestyle, and life in general. The BA syndrome, BAA. Belief, attitude, action. From our beliefs come our attitudes come our actions. This is a great psychological tool that we can all employ. And we can reverse it to realize why we're acting in a certain way. What's the attitude behind the actions? What's the belief behind the attitude? Be extremely suspicious of anyone who says they have no beliefs. Like the present-day Sadhguru, pun intended, silly and deceptive. Beliefs, attitudes, actions. The bag principle, BAG. Bound, to act, to grow. And bound has two connotations here. Bound as inevitable. Inevitably, we are bound to act, and therefore we grow. Therefore, it behooves us to contemplate our actions, because from those actions we will grow in a positive or a negative way, if you will. And bound is also constrained or confined. We are bound in order to act, in order to grow. As a soul, the Atmana, we are all bound in this particular body bag at this moment with mind and emotions. And this is allowing us to go through this specific incarnation to grow. Every generation has its cliches, and upon reflection, they seem a little cringy when we look back on them. In the 50s, 60s, many people said, "Hey, what's your bag, man?" Meaning, what are you into? Very important to know who we are, what we're doing. Here's an exercise. Get yourself some paper bags and label them and see what fits in those bags. Relevantly speaking, about the different religions of the world, you could label a Christian bag, a Hindu bag, a Buddhist bag, a Muslim bag, and see what fits in those bags. Not everything goes in the same bag. And bags are important in life. Essentially, we want what's in the bag, but the bag is very important. When we leave the supermarket, we pile all of our goods into a bag, rather than having to carry them in our arms. When we get home, we discard the bag, or use it as a trash bag. And what's inside was most important, but the bag was very important as a container to get us out of the supermarket and home. So we are bound to act, to grow, inevitably, and we are bound, constrained, confined in order to act and to grow. This is an extension of the Ba principle, belief, attitude, and action. And notice that this Ba sound is the sound that sheep make, because they follow one after the other. We're being consciously conscious of how we move through the world, physically, mentally, emotionally, and soulfully. The word aim, an acronym, Atma in mind, AIM. This is the goal of all religions, is seeking, quote-unquote, things spiritual. This is the realm of religion. In the Hindu yoga, the Dharma, our aim is to find our soul, to uncover our soul, the Atmana in mind. Project AIM. Take this acronym and word, AIM, AIM, and we can rearrange it to make 6 combinations. We start with an aim, a focus. Drawing back a bow, focusing on a target. Developing our aim. The third eye point, the bindi, the target. Our target is ultimately the Atmana. But how do we get there? We could rearrange the letters M-I-A, Miya. It's all about me. Or M-A-I, my. All about me again, my. Or we can rearrange it A-M-I, ami. Again, all about me. Till we finally come to I-am-a. As we introspect, I'm a, who am I? I'm a, finally, I-am, I am. Now we've put the Atmana in the middle. And the individual I necessary is on one side, and the manyness or the other is on the other side. So now we've started with our I in the middle in the aim, and now we've put it in its proper place and realized who I am. I am the Atmana, Atma in mind. Isn't it interesting in the Torah, the Jewish tradition, when they translate it into English, the burning bush simply spoke to Moses, as the story goes, and simply said, I am. E-D-M-E. E-D is an abbreviation for education. Me. Ed-me. Here's a basic life formula for all of us. In English, ethics, devotion, meditation, enlightenment. To be successful in life, we start with an ethical, moral foundation, ethics. In order to be successful in life, we must be fully devoted to the task at hand, to a relationship, devotion. Then we develop concentration, which is the definition of meditation. It doesn't have to be associated with something religious, spiritual at this moment. It's simply concentration. And then we will get the enlightened experience. And we keep repeating the process, saying to ourselves, educate me by ethics, devotion, meditation or concentration, to enlightenment. And we keep repeating the cycle. This is the way to achieve success in anything we do in life. Ethics, devotion, meditation, enlightenment. In the Hindu yoga religion, we term these 4 steps Karma Yoga, which are Hindu ethics, Bhakti Yoga, Hindu devotions, Raja Yoga, which are Hindu meditations or contemplation, and enlightenment is Gyan or Jnana Yoga. E-D-M-E. Religion has been and is immensely important to the lives of billions of people, past and present. However, religion can also produce a lot of conflict. Remember, life is division. It's what we do with these divisions that matters. So let's look at the acronym NAT, N-A-T. And playing with the word a little bit, the word natty means to be dressed or outfitted properly, very natty. And a gunat with a silent G is a pest. The choice is up to us. N-A-T. When it comes to religion, one's religion is not no way or always, which is the universalist mindset, and is not the way, which is the fundamentalist mindset. These are 2 extremes. The no way or always, the universalist, which is generally has a core of fundamentalism, such as the New Age yoga movement, where the core is really Hinduism without recognizing it, and then trying to make this yoga a so-called universal path. There's the fundamentalism of it. Remember, the word Catholic means universal. So the other extreme is the way, the pure fundamentalist, pure quote-unquote, in that they believe that their religion is the only true one and every other one is false at best or outright evil. And as humans, we swing often from one to the other. We may be born into a fundamentalist religious family where we believe our religion is the only true one, our deity is the only true one, our God, if you will. Grand old delusion, or delusions of grandeur. And then we may realize the fallacy of this fundamentalist, the way mindset, and swing over sometimes to a fundamentalist universalist mindset. This is today's new age yoga. Many religions also have a core of fundamentalist universalism to them, believing that their deity is the one that created all things, and everything becomes absorbed in this one quote-unquote universal way. So we have these two extremes of the way, the pure fundamentalist, and the no way or always, the fundamentalist universalist. However, mightn't there be a middle path? In other words, one's religion is not no way or the way, but a way, N-A-T. So, for example, the ashram, we look at the Hindu yoga dharma as a way. It's not the way, and it's certainly not no way. It's very specific. And it's not always. It's not for everybody. No thing really is for everybody. So be very suspicious of anyone who says blank is for everybody, whether it be Jesus is for everybody, Islam or Allah is for everybody, or yoga is for everybody. That is simply the fundamentalist universalist mindset, N-A-T. And finally, let's have a little fun with the gas principle. However, this is two S's, G-A-S-S. In life, we know there is noxious gas, carbon monoxide. And there's good gas, O2. The principle is simply to rid ourselves of the noxious gas and keep on board the good gas. Now, Indian Hindu author O.P. Gupta, who wrote a book entitled Vedic Equality in Hinduism, also wrote a paper entitled Hindus Suffer from Gas, G-A-S-S, Genetically Acquired Slavery Syndrome. Or we could add selfish syndrome, self-centered syndrome. And remember, this was an Indian Hindu from India because there are many combinations. Remember, India is a country, Indian is an ethnicity and or nationality, and Hindu is a religion. So Indian Hindu author O.P. Gupta recognized that his fellow Hindus, many of them suffer from what seems to be something passed down from generation to generation, an inferiority complex, a colonial mindset. One Hindu actually said, many of us Hindus are so colonized that we don't even realize how colonized we are. Genetically acquired slavery syndrome. Many of our fellow Hindus actually fall into the fundamentalist universalist mindset, believing falsely that Hinduism, and often they eschew that word, opting for Sanatana Dharma, that this is the universal way, universal lifestyle, and everything comes from this. This is simply the extremist fundamentalist universalist mindset. Of course, there are some pure fundamentalists also within the Hindu yoga dharma. And some too also don't want to use the word Hindu. The Hare Krishnas are a perfect example of the pure fundamentalist. So what do we do when we suffer from this inferiority complex? Well, this is noxious gas. So let's take on good gas using the same acronym: Guru, Ashram, Shastras, and Sadhana. Now, it fits the acronym, but let's look in general in life. We all have teachers. Our parents are our first teachers. We go to school. We have an employer. We may have clergy. And note that all of these teachers, starting with parents, were once students, children, students, and then through their hard work became parents, teachers, clergy perhaps. So in life, we all have teachers. We can clearly see the wisdom of respecting them. All teachers have a place where they teach, be it the home, the school, the office, the temple, the mandir, the synagogue, sanctuaries, to be respected, to be supported. All teachers give forth their teachings, the rules of the home, the studies at school, studies on the job, studying one's religion. And then finally, it's up to all of us to do our own homework, to be self-motivated. This is life in general. No matter what language we speak, no matter what religion we follow, we all have teachers, which we need to respect. They all teach in a particular place, which we need to respect and support. They all give forth their teachings, which we need to respect. And we need to do our own homework, be self-motivated. It just so happens that in the Hindu yoga dharma, we call our teachers gurus. We often call where they teach ashrams. The broad term for our teachings are shastras. And our individual effort as Hindus is sadhana. So in order to defeat this negative gas of genetically acquired slavery syndrome, which Swami Vivekananda, in a sense, talked about extensively, as many Hindus simply mimic the worst of the West, actually, and denying their Hindu roots. Let's take on board the good gas and start respecting our gurus. Of course, in life, people make mistakes, and if our parents and teachers, employers, clergy make mistakes, well, we don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. We just reform them or perhaps get rid of them. So we need, as Hindus, to respect our teachers, our gurus, respect the ashrams and the mandirs and the temples, support them. We need to respect the teachings, the shastras, and then we need to do our own sadhana, our own religious disciplines and rituals. So let us all start by examining our beliefs and our attitudes and our actions, to be cognizant and recognize the many bags in our life, to have positive aims, positive goals, to work hard, to educate ourselves, edme, ethics, devotion, meditation, enlightenment. When it comes to religion, respecting the various religions of the world, realizing that we are a way, not the way, and not a fundamentalist, universalist way. And finally, let's all respect our teachers, where they teach, their teachings, and do our own homework. Enjoy the wisdom of positive acronyms, and let's avoid being acrimonious. Jai Ganesha, Namaste.